narrator power, fear, silence. For ancient empires, punishment wasn't about justice. It was about control, a warning, a spectacle. Some tortures were hidden in dungeons, others were staged before thousands. No matter the setting, one thing remained constant. Pain was an art form. Welcome to Dark Scholars. Today, we uncover the 10 most disturbing punishments of ancient empires. These are not tales for the faint of heart. They are echoes from a time where cruelty was civilization. Visuals: a glowing bronze statue shaped like a bull, fire lit beneath, an inventor begging. In 560 BC, an ambitious inventor named Perilos approached the tyrant of Sicily, Phalaris. He offered a creation unlike any other, a life-sized hollow bull made of bronze. Inside, a man could be placed, a fire kindled beneath, and through a complex system of pipes, the screams would emerge as music, a symphony of agony disguised as the roaring of a bull. Phalaris was impressed, but cruel men don't share glory. Instead of rewarding Perilos, he ordered a test on the inventor himself. As the flames rose, Perilos screamed, and the bull sang. Visuals: ancient stone carvings of flaying Assyrian soldiers, a bound rebel. The Assyrians ruled with terror. The message was clear: obey or be erased. Rebels and enemies were flayed, skinned alive, while still conscious. Their flesh peeled like parchment, their screams pierced through city walls. Their skins hung on gates, displayed like banners, a warning. This wasn't punishment. This was propaganda, in blood. Imagine this. You're tied flat. A metal bucket placed on your bare stomach. Inside, rats heat the bucket. The rats panic and dig, the only way out, through you. This method spanned empires, from Han Dynasty China to 17th century Europe. Why rats? Because they never stop, and you never forget. Visuals: a woman bricked into a small cavity, slowly losing light. Immurement was death by isolation, being buried alive, not underground, but inside a wall. Victims were placed in tight cavities. Bricks sealed the entrance. No air, no light, only silence. Until death. Days later. Used on nuns, traitors, and wives, because some punishments weren't loud, they were forgotten. Visuals: a grand arena, an armored elephant stepping on a criminal. In ancient India, justice marched on 4 legs. Royal elephants were trained not just to kill, but to torture. They could crush skulls or slowly dismember. Sometimes they tossed bodies into the air again and again, prolonging the agony. This wasn't chaos, it was state-sponsored, a royal decree, executed by nature's tank. Visuals: Roman soldiers whipping a prisoner, blood flying, glass fragments embedded. In Rome, whips weren't enough. The flagrum, a brutal whip, was embedded with bone, metal, and glass. Each strike didn't just bruise, it tore. Flesh became ribbons, bone showed through, and sometimes the sentence was death before the punishment ended. This was used on criminals, and sometimes Christ. Visuals: a man trapped in 2 boats, floating in a swamp, covered in milk and honey. Scaphism was execution by nature and madness. The victim was locked between 2 boats, only his head, hands, and feet exposed. Then force-fed milk and honey. Then more honey spread over his body. Left in stagnant waters, insects came, larvae bred. Days passed. Flesh rotted, but he lived. Some survived over 2 weeks, begging for death. None received it. Visuals: crosses lining a dusty road, Roman soldiers watching. Before Rome, Persians crucified, but Rome perfected it. Crucifixion wasn't a quick death, it was public decay. Nails didn't kill, asphyxiation did. Hanging there, ribs crushed under weight, flies feeding on wounds. The victim lasted hours, sometimes days. Rome lined roads with crosses, reminders that rebellion ends. On wood, visuals, a metal coffin opening, spikes inside, a man being forced in. Contrary to popular belief, the Iron Maiden may have been a myth, but in Nuremberg, it became real. A coffin of iron, lined with inward-facing spikes. Not to kill, but to wound, keep alive, bleed slow. Victims screamed into darkness, and the coffin echoed back. Visuals, a leather sack stitched shut, thrown into a river. Inside, a man and animals. Reserved for one crime, parricide, killing a parent. Punishment, the paina culle. The criminal was sewn into a leather sack with a monkey, a dog, a snake, and a rooster, all alive. Then thrown into the Tiber River, no escape, just claws, fangs, water, and guilt. Narrator, slow, fade in. Empires rose on blood and ruled by fear. Their justice wasn't blind. It watched and listened. You've seen the cruelty. You've heard the silence. Join us again. For the next chapter of history, they try to bury. This was Dark Scholars. Stay in the shadows.